well, a bit more of a forgiving map. Things aren't quite so ridiculous. This is a nice set of tiles right here. I could use that. That would be interesting. Maybe even as scientific, that would be quite usable. Let's see if I could drop like right here and really make that entire territory work for me quite well. The only thing I'm lacking is silicon. There is a lot of that on the map, however. And it's not a huge map, so anything being all the way across the map isn't the end of the world because we're not talking a super, super big map. Other options are to throw down expansive in this area. That could work very well. Even throwing down scientific in that area could work quite well, but it's not... I think I like this spot a bit better. So we'll try and go for our about standard stock price area. I really like this territory though, so maybe we push it just a bit. Like right there. Throw down 2 steel and 1 aluminum right there is what we're going to do this time. We'll still buy into aluminum pretty heavily and drive that price up. We'll sell everything else down. Nobody else wants any debt for a found. Alright, well that's reasonable. There were several decent spots this round. This was one of them that we talked about, this general area. So it's understandable. It's a reasonable decision, that's for sure. This guy might even beat me to HQ level 2 because he's throwing down triple steel. But I secured this spot. And that was clearly worth it. Clearly worth it. I got the spot I wanted. If I can get to HQ level 2 reasonably quickly, we'll go ahead and sell out of aluminum, bring that price down just a bit. And then I can secure this spot and this spot as well. Get myself some really nice tiles going. And then I'll need to pick one more spot. It might be that geotherm. It might just be this steel spot right here. So let's take those 3 spots. I can't claim that one yet. I've got 30 seconds left until I can. But hopefully I'll be able to get it. We will wait for it. It would be the good one to take. Sell down a little steel, get down a little extra steel production. So 19, 18, 17, so on and so forth. We'll see if I can get it. Nope, I'm going to get boxed in. This guy's basically guaranteed he needs to get bought out first. I'm a little surprised he was able to expand so quickly. I guess it's because he planted on a very large number of materials. That bothers me. But there's not much to do about it, unfortunately. It was just his protected tile status. Kind of frustrating, but oh well. Clark going for some power plays, which is interesting. A new claim. We can't bid too much on this, but we can bid something on it. We'll go ahead and grab up the glass we want. 40, there it is. We could grab simply another water tile at this point. I'm not going to let it go for 20. Drive it up at least a little bit. I'm kind of annoyed I didn't get that spot, though. I really wanted that tile. Alright, 28,000 is what that went for. It could have gone a bit more, but I didn't really want it that badly. My debt's already too high as is. That's what I get for founding first. Alright, he took that water tile. I suppose that's fine. We took this geotherm. That's fine-ish. I guess we're just kind of sitting around and waiting at this point. We've got the aluminum coming in. We can transition it to water when we need to. We can still get this water tile, which isn't the end of the world. We're just missing a couple adjacency bonuses, but they're weaker bonuses than they used to be, so maybe that's all right. Let's grab... Oh, let's grab an adrenaline boost just to have it. We've already got the glass secured. This is okay to be using this, the black market right now. And do we just go ahead and throw down that geotherm? Steel's real cheap. This is probably appropriate. I'm really surprised this guy threw down steel like this. As we can see, it's costing him significant amounts of money. Whereas Herbert and I can keep ours online because obviously we don't pay the iron price. I'm probably going to use that term as often as it is applicable in this game. Will I stream more time in the future? I mean, yes, is hopefully the answer to that question. I'm also talked it over with Soren today. While he's out of the country, I will be helping him out with the Mohawk Game stream on Thursdays, so you'll be able to find me there now. All kinds of little things like that. So, a short answer, yes. Long answer can get a bit complicated, but hopefully things will go well. Alright, come on. Mutiny. Mutiny on my geotherm. Well, I guess I should have seen that coming. Probably from our robotic opponent. I guess I'll take it back. It's not the end of the world, but I don't have double resistance to mutinies anymore. That's interesting. I didn't actually know that yet. I knew I didn't have double resistance to nukes anymore, but I think I have resistance to other things still, like EMPs and so on and so forth. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh, man. I would love to get this upgrade done. I really should grab a little bit of extra glass before I do it, though, especially because other people are expanding right now. That drove up steel's price just a bit. It drove up aluminum's price a bit. I can sell down both of those a fair ways. Yeah, we'll buy up to, like, there. We'll cooperate. There we go. Let's see, water engine could be quite useful. We are scientific. We have a lot of things flying around quite frequently. Something that would be really nice for us. Man, my stock price is super low because I'm just having trouble expanding at this point because of all this other nonsense I've dealt with. I've had multiple people get in my way at this point. Like, Asimov got in my way. Whoever mutinied me, which I lost track of, and I can scroll up and see. Let's see. Herbert was targeted. So, yeah, Herbert mutinied me. So it's just kind of awkward right now. I've been attacked a few times in fairly simple but damaging ways, and it's causing problems, basically what it comes down to. This is already food production, but it's not fantastic food production. Maybe I can still get into food myself acceptably. So I make a claim there. I make like a claim there and there. I scrap out here. I move into these farms that I want. We'll go into like 3 farms, I think. And then just a couple reactors, see if we can make that work. Can't really adrenaline boost the farms, unfortunately. Don't really want to bother with water. That price we'll let everybody else worry about. This robot has 3 farms down. I did not expect that, so I didn't even check for it. Let's see, that's actually going to drive water up a bit. Maybe I could have gone into water instead of food. But that's kind of an iffy call in a lot of ways. And I really have to be worried about debt. Really have to be worried about debt. See, I did get water engine. That's something to be aware of. So I'm not spending fuel at all. So I'll probably need to watch for the transition from these reactors to water at some point. Water, as we can see, is coming up. I think the reactors are still okay short term, but long term I'm going to have to watch it. Glass production down. Asimov is just running away with the whole thing at this point and needs to be shut down fairly aggressively. So we'll go ahead and get started on that just a bit. Aluminum down to $2. Clark's in kind of a scary spot. It's really weird that he's been producing food this whole time, though. I don't really know why that is. He could have pretty easily gone into something like glass production or just steel production at this point, you know. Could have worked out, but oh well. I'm really surprised Asimov was able to upgrade as fast as he was, though. Maybe it was just that high aluminum price. I think he settled on some aluminum and then sold it. That had to be what it was, something along those lines. Well, steel's still going strong. Nothing else is, but steel is. Well, let's sell out of those. I don't know if we want to pre-buy glass right now. With people making glass. There would be a fuel surplus. That hurts. I probably should have adrenaline boosted this steel. I suppose we can now. Oh, I should have waited 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds, and I would have been in a much better spot. Oh well. That is what it is. Gotta be careful with this one. We're starting to push into super dangerous debt territory. We're already in bad debt territory, so gotta be careful. But we can't let it go for anything less than 20. That's for sure. We bid it up to at least 20. Somebody's gotta want it for more than that. No? Alright, we take it for 20. Our debt's still only a C, not a D. So hopefully we're okay. We are getting another geotherm established to help out with things. Could grab an adrenaline boost. I'm really nervous about doing anything that isn't upgrading right now, though, to raise our stock price. Like, we've got this geotherm established and going up because power's expensive. Look at how fast power is rising during night. That's really expensive. Something to be careful of. I don't know if I want to shut down the boost there. I'm not as concerned about Clark. Clark's in a really good spot, but Asimov scares me a bit more. So I don't know if I want to shut down any of Clark's production. Mutiny on another one of my geotherms. Fantastic. We'll take that back again. Okay, and figure out what to do with the rest of these claims. I suppose we can throw down 2 more steel for now, and then plan on moving them around later. Could work out just fine. We can throw down a water pump there. And then we've got 1 left. That can go into an engineering lab. Should be fairly reasonable. Asimov has a lot of debt. He's going to have to be watching out for that. I'm watching out for my debt right now, that's for sure. I really would like to raise it to a B level at some point, but I just haven't really had the opportunity yet. And we're looking for upgrades again. Alright, that was a nice little bump in aluminum's price, so we'll sell that down as people are expanding. Look at the steel price. It's really good for us we're in this much steel production. I'd love to boost it again as well. But you can't always get what you want, as it turns out. We've got a little bit of time, but it's dangerous to boost this because it'll likely just all get shut down by a power surge or something. We may go for it anyway. It's a risk-reward thing, and the reward is potentially very high. Let's see. Let's just do it. Don't really want to upgrade right now. Want to keep buying stock right now. Let's see. Are people moving out of their glass production? Yeah, people have moved out of glass production. So we're going to buy up the 80 glass we need to expand, and then we'll just sit on it. Because nobody's making glass anymore, so glass is probably going to be headed up in price rather than down in the short term. Alright, that's a fair amount of our own stock secured. That's decent. Now maybe we can start looking at an expansion. The boost worked out very well for us. We're making all kinds of... I don't know if I want to expand before steel is below $100, though. You know what I mean? It's like we're making a lot of steel. Why not just sit on it for now?
Scientific colony expanded.
That's actually kind of dangerous against me, potentially. We can try and get it. We can try and get it. We're also going to do that very quickly because oxygen is doing quite well. I suppose we let it go. Don't really want to let it go, but we'll let it go. Mostly because my stock price is just not good. By not good, I mean awful. Alright. How are these doing? Lots of electronics production going up. That's going to be very strong for him. Clark's making me nervous over there. Okay, steel is finally dropping. So we'll go ahead and grab, let's say, a power surge. And then, well, steel pop back up again. So let's just keep going with this stock buying. Make myself very difficult to kill. And make sure this engineering lab keeps working away for me. Upgrading that oxygen. As we can see, glass has about doubled in price since we bought ours. So that's really, really great for us. That we were able to secure it when it was more at that kind of dangerous price. And now we'll start looking for this expansion. Steel's getting kind of low. We'd love to have it fairly soon. There it is. Alright, Asimov buying up his own stock. That's a good move on his part. Steel's still going so well. Carbon is actually a little nuts right now. It's kind of tempting just to throw down carbon quarries in the short term, and then maybe transition them into chems at some point in the future. I could just throw down 3 quarries actually right here, and that's potentially acceptable as long as I plan to move it into chems later. Along with that, perhaps we do an engineering lab there. Wow, aluminum. Aluminum's so good right now. Who's making aluminum? Anybody? This Offworld is already functional? That's terrifying. Well, it's frozen now. It wasn't protected, so there's that. Alright, steel's coming way down. Way down. Glass is super good. So what we're going to do is transition some of our steel into glass for the time being. And then maybe we upgrade... We could upgrade chem production for long-term stuff. Let's see, that should be okay. What sells well Offworld? Why was this? Oh, food is amazing Offworld. That's why that Offworld was rushed so hard. Alright, we gotta try and get to an Offworld then. Steel's not too expensive. It should be doable. Electronics are being produced. We don't want to get in the way of that. We want electronics price to come down. We're making our own glass, so that's all fine. I guess we should watch. This electronics is frozen though, so it's not really doing much right now. Maybe we just secure as much as we can of the electronics in the short term. Man, that's so expensive. But we absolutely want it. Once we get up to that 100 electronics, it should be fairly simple to get at least one Offworld online. Okay. Reduced power consumption could be fine. Am I really using exactly 4 power right now? I guess it's all those steel mills and reactors that I have down. They consume so much power.
18,000.
Alright, well, we'll see what we can do. Unfortunately, Asimov is still way ahead of us in a lot of ways, and we have to be careful for that. We're probably going to have to get aggressive against him before too terribly long. Okay, let's get the last of this electronics bought up. There we go. Glass is making, steel is making. We'll have it. We'll have it. It's just taking a while. And steel's actually not very good, so we're probably just going to scrap a steel in order to make it happen before long. This overload is unimportant. To us, at least. Alright, stock buy is going on. Looks like more of Asimov buying himself, which is a good move on his part. Oh, Clark's starting to go after us. That sucks. That's going to delay us a bit. Not necessarily the best move on his part for a person to attack, in my opinion, but whatever. Let's see. We could make more chems. Let's get that Offworld established before we do anything else. Let's make sure this Offworld is building. Okay, we lost a lot in that, it looks like, but I don't know exactly how much, because not all of that was ours, just some of it. Okay, chem shortage. Well, that sucks. Not much to do about it in the short term, but it does kind of suck long term. We are going to be... Yeah, glass is losing money. Steel's not good. We could just move all these into chems right now. And keep upgrading our chem production, potentially. Unfortunately, chems became super expensive, so upgrading production is quite difficult and expensive, but... You want to keep using these labs. There's no point in having them down if you're not going to use them at the end of the day. Alright, let's see if we can attack... Yeah, that's defended that time, unfortunately. Not much to do about that, which means we do need a goon squad quite desperately, which means we need to pay down debt because we let debt get out of hand. Yep. And the revenge power surge comes in, unfortunately. We were not able to buy the goon squad because our debt got too high. That's just the way it is, I suppose. Carbon's still coming in nicely and making money. Herbert's like halfway to being able to buy us, though, so that's dangerous. And Asimov, with his launches, is really pushing there as well. Water went totally nuts. Not much to do about that, unfortunately. I guess we start buying into Clark right now and seeing if we can survive. Not enough people attacking Asimov at this point, unfortunately. He's getting attacked in some places, but not very effectively, really. Let's see. Chem production is finishing up. We can start upgrading food now. Just make sure that it keeps going. Buy up that last little bit of stock, I suppose. And then we're going to need 100 food before long. I didn't really want that. I don't know why I bid on it. It's just kind of a gut reaction to, well, that's fairly cheap. I can maybe use it. Not really, actually. Not really. Can't really use it much. Okay, let's make sure we've got that food launching constantly. Food's just so good, I think we can get away with launching it constantly. Unfortunately, I don't know why I can't core sample a tile that already has stuff. This tile didn't already have stuff, so we could core sample it, but it seems a bit ridiculous to me. Alright, let's pay down debt. Well, the carbon's doing quite well. It's just, wow, another shortage. This must be Herbert just trying to short chems constantly. That explains a lot. Because I was kind of surprised the way the chem short was going with the fact that there weren't any scavenger players in this game, but it makes sense now. Let's grab a goon for our Offworld since we can afford it-ish. Buy up a bit of Asimov stock. Alright, he got to a buy. That's concerning.
Offworld shipment launch.
Alright, we can put down another Offworld, which is probably a good call. Maybe even just right here, leave these 4 tiles as they are. I think that's the right idea. Go ahead and do some of that. How are these doing? They are making money. We have them seriously upgraded. Of course they're making money. Keep going with the food production. Hopefully that'll be alright. Everything's making us decent money. We just need better than decent money right now is the problem. Let's pay down some debt. Try and get our stock price back to like a B instead of a C. Wow, that's taking a lot more than I thought it would to actually get done. Oh well. And steel's very strong again, whereas chems are dying quickly. So maybe we make a transition into steel here in just a moment. The Offworld launches are still going, and still going alright. We'd like more food production if we could get it. We'd like more food production. I could adrenaline boost our food, but that also affects his tiles, and that's just kind of... it makes me nervous doing that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and make that steel move. Steel's really good, and we're burning money because chems came down so low, so unfortunately we were kind of late to that. Carbon's still so strong. We don't have carbon upgraded is part of why it's not doing fantastically. Where did that power surge hit? Okay, it hit one of our food tiles. Unfortunate, because our food is what's amazing right now, but not much to do about it. Keep upgrading. Just upgrade carbon at this point for all I care. Use all of it because chems are super, super cheap. And carbon's the fantastic stuff out of what we're making. Alright, 428 is going to be our goal to get to Clark. Unfortunately, we need to make sure we are attacking not Clark during that whole time. Let's go ahead and grab that EMP. Hopefully the Offworlds will carry us on through to victory at this point. Food is just so darn expensive. Thankfully, we are making a lot of it, and if we get Clark bought, we'll be making even more. That is a big jump in Clark. He just got to 82%. How did he pull that off? That's terrifying. Well, with any luck, our Offworld shipments will come through and win us the game fairly easily. Come on, we can do it. Give it to us. There it is. We got Clark bought. Asimov's still way too close to buying us, but there's really not a lot to do about that besides keep attacking him where we can and as we can. Alright. Steel's still coming in alright. Water's good. The oxygen is all kind of okay. Let's see. This food should be making us ridiculous amounts of money. 672 over there. Because water is so expensive, it's not as insane as it could be, but it's not awful either. Don't have any claims to use to get more power. We do have a lot of off-world markets, and they are all going to be launching, so that's good for us. Let's make sure we drop another EMP, like right there. Okay, we did freeze the market, so that's important. He's at 70%. We are nowhere near 70%. We probably need to pay down debt here. We do have the off-worlds available, and we've done a lot of tech research. So I'm just going to go ahead and pay down all of our debt, make sure we have absolutely none of it. Go into some more water production, and probably try and find a place to actually pull in water before long. Don't really have one of those right now, but we can maybe find one. And then I'm thinking we make maybe some electronics. Those should be fairly strong right now. They're not great, but they're acceptable. Iron's driving itself up in price heavily. We could actually... well, nope. That's artificial. It's all artificial. That's fine then. Keep launching. Should be fine. I guess we'll move these into water. They're making good money, but they'll make better money as water. Another option is to totally ignore all of it. Oh, what we can do. Just go ahead and... okay, that was aluminum. Unfortunate. We're kind of hoping that would be water, just to kind of tone down the cost of some of those, but whatever. It's fine. Alright, another option is to move out of some of our electronics and into silicon, which I think would be a good call. Which means this building really isn't doing a whole lot for us, but we can go ahead and scrap it. 652 is what we're pushing for the buy. I think we'll get there before too long. Let's go ahead and drop the electronics, maybe out here. Now let's just drop chems out here. I might lose this money, but I think it'll be okay with how far upgraded it is. That's going to be about the game. Nope, he's going to go ahead and pay down debt. It's going to pay down debt. That's alright. That just means we have to push a little bit farther. We've already upgraded water quite a lot. Where are we pulling in water? We've got a water pump somewhere. So at least it's upgraded. But I think we even just go ahead and make this transition. Alright, artificially raising the price on aluminum, trying to finish us off with that hacker array. I don't think that's going to quite work. 992 is what we're looking at, a million, so on and so forth. He still has debt to pay down, quite a bit of it actually, but with any luck we'll still be alright. Don't have any clue what to do with that building. No idea whatsoever. Let's see, aluminum, he's just, nope, okay, he's not going to stick aluminum high. We could upgrade electronics production, that could be alright. Chems are still super cheap, so I'm not too concerned about it. But half of what we're doing, I guess most of what we're doing at this point, is sitting here and letting these off-worlds clean up the game for us, along with the fact we've been sitting on the engineering labs the entire time. And we should have it in just a moment. Alright. Cool. We got it done. Won some game. Let's see. We sold a decent amount of power. I doubt we sold... There's this K everywhere. And this K is a liar. I don't know how this got into the game. I only just noticed this now. I don't think we sold $77 million worth of power that game, personally. It was probably 77,000. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. I'm sure it'll get cleaned up at some point. We bought a lot of aluminum that game, I want to point out. I think we made a transition that we shouldn't have when aluminum was up at like its $600 or whatever driven up price, which was kind of an issue, but worked out. Look at this carbon. Look at this carbon that we sold. This isn't even counting the fact that we were burning carbon for chems a significant amount of this time. We made like 100,000 per one of those tiles. That's crazy. That's how good that carbon was, that game. It's nuts. Food was still the killer, though. Obviously, we bought a lot of it to ship off-world because it was just so good off-world that we were kind of being super lazy about it. But food was the killer. Look at that. We sold like 500,000 on-world total. We made 1.5 million combined on food. On food. We made that much. Crazy. All right. Not too much more to look at that game. If we just go to tech, we can see I had 18, 10, 0, and 0. So to answer MLG420 too legit to quit hashtag swag's question in the middle of the game, I was too distracted when he actually asked it to answer it in the chat window, but maybe he'll see it at some point. No, the hacker array is not all that good. And that should be proof enough of that. Still pretty good in the 1v1 scenario. It is definitely usable. There's no question, if we go to resources, that PB was making money with the hacker array. But it required a lot of work, it required a lot of effort, and he just didn't make as much off of it as we did off of our combined off-worlds in particular, is what was going on there. I don't think we made too different an amount on-world. He made the hacker array work for him. He bought a lot of carbon that game. It's interesting. But it was really the engineering labs and having a clear thing to go ahead and upgrade in this food that did it for us. Simple, straightforward, easy. I liked it. It was good. All right. I'm wondering, let's see, we made about 1.2 million on world. PB made, yeah, 1.35 it looks like. So he made more on world than we did. But that makes sense if we built 2 more off world. So that was pretty close overall. All right. Let's see if we can hop into another one. Make a little 6-man this time instead of a 4-man. See if more people want to keep playing.